One of the biggest complaints people have about the more modern Pokemon games is the lack of a post-game, particularly the absence of a Battle Frontier-like feature. For those who never really bothered with it, the Battle Frontier provided a similar experience playing against real people, while also occasionally providing unique and interesting rules. The last time we had one was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which released a decade ago. Ever since then, it's been a Battle Tower reskin after Battle Tower reskin, and occasionally you'll get some other mode that's pretty much just a Battle Tower. Pokemon Stadium 2 is kind of like the Battle Frontier for Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. While Crystal did have a Battle Tower, Stadium offers a wider variety of rules to fight in. The big gimmick is that you can now fight with your Pokemon in 3D. Nowadays though, Pokemon games are 3D, so all 251 Kanto and Johto Pokemon are usable in this game. Although depending on what rule set you're playing on, you may not be allowed to use some of them. In addition to connecting to the Game Boy Color games, you can still also connect with the original Game Boy games. And if you don't have any Pokemon game, every Pokemon but the 5 Ubers is available as a rental Pokemon for you to use. The main mode of the game, sitting right in the center of White City, is the Stadium mode. Shocking, I know. There are 4 cups to battle in. The first cup is the Poké Cup. This mode uses what was once the standard competitive rule set of Pokemon. You select 3 Pokemon of your team of 6, with the restriction being that each Pokemon must be between level 50 and 55, and the combined levels of your 3 Pokemon can't be over 155 when added together. You're also not allowed to use the Ubers. There are 4 levels of difficulty, but given the nature of the rules, there's not much of a difference between the easiest and hardest levels. There's also the Baby Cup, which is the same thing but with hatched Pokemon that are level 5, as well as Prime Cup, which removes the level cap entirely. Prime Cup is especially interesting, as all the Pokemon you face are level 100, and the last trainer you face is using a Mew. Finally, there's the Challenge Cup, where you're given random Pokemon and you have to fight random Pokemon. It's broken up by the level of each Pokemon, so you won't get in a situation where, say, you're given an Elekid and the opponent has Tyranitar. In addition to the stadium battles, there's also the Gym Leader Castle. Here you fight against the Johto Gym Leaders and their lackeys. Unlike the mainline games, their fights usually aren't monotype. It starts with Bugsy's first trainer packing a Geodude, and keeps going from there. There's even a trainer under Morty who doesn't use Ghost at all. You get to the end of the castle and you fight the Elite Four, and then the champion. Sound familiar? Once you finish that, you get invited to take on the Kanto Castle. Unlike the Johto Castle, you can take on these gym leaders in any order you want. Take them out and you can challenge Red, who doesn't use any of the Pokemon he did in the games. Take Red out and nothing happens, at least not yet. You can also do free battles against friends. You can choose one of the rules from the game, or you can do a standard 6v6. I couldn't play this with friends. This is all for this segment. There are also modes in the game unrelated to battling. You can study up under the Pokemon Academy, play some minigames, view a 3D version of your room in the mainline games, and move your items and Pokemon around. You can also use the Mystery Gift feature, which works differently in Generation 2 than it does in the later generations. Instead of special events, most of the stuff you can get from it can usually be obtained through normal means. Once you beat every level of every cup, as well as both Gym Leader castles, you unlock a battle against the rival character. He uses... Oh no. This isn't going to go well at all, is it? Actually, it ended up fine. Probably because unlike every other battle in the game, you can use all your Pokemon, instead of just selecting 3 of them. Once you take him down, you get a roll call of every Pokemon in the game, and then the real credits roll. And for your hard work, you get... a Farfetch'd, with Baton Pass. Farfetch'd learns Sword Stance and Agility naturally, so you can do some neat passing with that. But I mean, it's not as if there's a Pokemon with higher stats in every category, and the better typing that can get Baton Pass, Sword Stance, and Agility. It's not like you need to beat a whole separate game to get this Pokemon. It's not as if I raised said Pokemon for this exact purpose before getting the Farfetch'd. That's not all you unlock though. By beating the rival, you also unlock Round 2. This is basically the game's hard mode. Trainers in all the battle modes will get remixed teams, and you have to unlock everything all over again. Faulkner shows off the change in difficulty the best. In Round 1, he's an absolute joke, just like he was in the mainline game. In Round 2, he has Zapdos. A very obnoxious Zapdos, who loves this man Mudslap. Unfortunately, looking at the teams online, this seems to be the most dramatic change. Some Prime Cup trainers took up some of the minor legendaries, but there doesn't seem to be much of a big step up in challenge. Or maybe I'm just spoiled since I took the time to max out my stats in the games. Speaking of max stats, so far I've been implying that this game is easy, but that's mostly because of the Pokemon I used. As in, I used Pokemon from a mainline game. There are rental Pokemon you can use if this isn't an option, but oh boy are they something. Generally, you have to choose between a goodish move pool and good stats. Take the Slow family for example. Slowpoke has an alright move pool in Surf, Psychic, Earthquake, and Amnesia. That means using a Slowpoke, an unevolved Pokemon. You can go for Slowbro instead, but the only move you are keeping is Surf, and the rest are downgraded into Confusion, Growl, and Disable. Or you can go with Slowking, who trades Surf and Confusion for Water Gun and Psychic. Basically, if you want a challenge, you're going to want to go with the rentals. Overall, Stadium 2 is just a whole bunch of battles back to back to back, and from my experience they aren't very difficult either. Granted, this is because I took the time to really train my Pokemon, and I imagine that using rentals would make this a nightmare, but in my personal experience it wasn't that bad. I've seen people say this is the hardest Pokemon game, and maybe with rentals in round 2 it does become that, but I got bored of the game before I could really attempt that. Astute viewers may have noticed a few oddities on my team. My Jolteon knew Growth, which was only able to learn from a New York City event years ago, and my Skarmory knew Spikes, which it couldn't learn until later generations. I'll admit I did cheat a little, but that was only to speed up the grinding in the game. None of the Pokemon I used were illegal in the game I played them from. But didn't I say I played through Crystal? I guess that was only a partial truth. The truth is I actually played a ROM hack of Crystal that was still compatible with Stadium 2. You might be able to figure out which ROM hack I played, but if you can, I'll probably make a video on it later. And I really put emphasis on later because I actually burnt myself out on Generation 2 between this ROM hack and the Stadium 2. So tune in next time to see what I make next, I guess. Maybe it will be a new Fire Emblem, or maybe it will be the Pokemon ROM hack. Who knows? I don't. Goodbye.